best fish hook for the job at hand really depends on the species that you're targeting and the size and shape of the bait that you're using. Mustad make a hook for every application. Have a look at this. There's an extensive variety of hook designs in the Mustad range because anglers use so many different types of bait to target all manner of fish. These designs result from literally generations of experience and fine-tuning. Today, Mustad provide easy-to-follow symbols clearly explaining the different characteristics of their hooks. This makes choosing the right hook so much easier. Getting to know a little bit about hook terminology greatly simplifies the hook selection process and helps you choose the optimum pattern for a particular purpose. Shank lengths are especially important when it comes to presenting different types of bait. Cubes of fish flesh, lumps of bread or dough, and other soft baits like pippies and cunjivoy flesh sit best on a hook with a relatively short shank. This short shank is easily concealed within the bait, helping to fool fussy fish. Relatively long baits like worms, yabbies and prawns are best presented on a longer shanked hook. The dimensions of the prawns or worms will help to determine the size of the hook. Longer shanks also reduce bite-offs from sharp-toothed species like tailor, flathead and leatherjackets. Covering all the bases, Mustad offer shanks as short as 4x short and as long as 6x long. Mustad also produce special bait holder hooks that have little slices on the shank, rather like small barbs. These help to prevent soft baits sliding down the shank and bunching up in the hook bend. When designing a hook, the two most important dimensions are its gape, the distance between the point and the shank, and the depth of the throat from the point to the bend. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that this means the bigger the fish, the bigger the hook you need. Very large salmon and trout are regularly caught on some of the tiniest fly hooks Mustad make. It's all about design, balance and strength. There's an old saying that you can catch a big fish on a small hook, but it's much harder to catch a small fish on a big hook. Many of Mustad's most popular bait fishing hooks come with an offset point. These patterns are labelled as being either reversed or curved, depending on the direction of the offset. The reason for angling the point away from the line of the shank like this is to increase the likelihood of the point catching on a fish's lip or jaw during the strike. Offsets can also make it easier to bait up in many situations. If you troll or cast and retrieve rigged baits, a straight or non-offset hook is usually a better choice, as it's less likely to spin and twist unnaturally in the water. Non-offset or straight hooks are also favoured by fly tyers, as the completed fly is far less likely to spin in the air or water. This reduces tangles and foul-ups while casting and helps your fly to swim properly and behave naturally in the water, making it far more appealing to sharp-eyed fish. The good folks at Mustad also know that sometimes your favourite fishing situation will require more brute strength than finesse. The strength rating of each of their hooks is determined by the thickness or gauge of the wire used in its construction. Mustad's wire strengths run from a strong to a 4x strong. If your target species lives in heavy cover, like coral trout, mangrove jacks, or even big brim that have taken up residence under the local oyster lease, beefing up the strength of your hook is a great idea. Braided lines are also a consideration here, as their very low stretch puts considerable strain on hooks. Using a suitable gauge hook can mean the difference between staying connected and another one that got away story. Mustad produced 9 different styles of hook eyes that can be turned up, turned down or parallel. Each design has its own special uses. When making a live bait setup or a multi-hook offshore rig that requires the use of a snell knot or snood, the upturned eye is a great pattern to use. The point of any fish hook is expected to penetrate the fish's mouth with as little force as possible from the angler. In addition, the point should stay sharp over a period of time, despite contact with hard surfaces. The knife edge point is a proven design used mainly in big game fishing. 2 sides of the point are ground and triangulated to make a knife-like cutting edge. This is ideal for penetrating hard jaws and staying in place during extended battles. Fine points are often needed to gain penetration when using lighter tackle. A needle point with its fine conical shape provides the best penetration of all. Mustad's Ultra Point combines the benefits of chemically sharpened needle points with time-proven strength and durability. Mustad's 4.3 technology has been widely tested and repeatedly proven to provide optimum performance. When all is said and done and the final moments of the fight approach, it's worth remembering that the only thing keeping you connected to that prize catch is your hook. It pays not to take any chances. Tie good knots and test them, and always choose Mustad hooks. They really do make the right hook for all your fishing needs. Mustad. Stay sharper, longer.